So, Philip, that was great to, at long last, have you to talk to us uh, and tell your story, the Phillip Chinji story, that I only met you in 2013. And from there, our relationship started, but you've achieved a lot of stuff in your life. So, Philip, I know you're from Malawi, so just take us back to uh, who you are, who you're married to, and when did you come to South Africa and why?
Yes, Jasper. My name is Phillip Chinji. I'm married to Faris Chereko and I've got 3 children. My firstborn daughter is Snere Chinji, then Luka Chinji, then my lastborn daughter is Wongile Chinji. She's doing grade 12 right now at Northcliffe High School. Yeah, I came to South Africa to look for green pasture. To unpack it, it's like to look for better life. Because when I finished my matric in Malawi, I couldn't find a job. Therefore, I thought, no, it's better I go to South Africa. And I came in South Africa in 1991. Then I landed a job to be a gardener. And I was a gardener for 18 years where I was working in fairies at the complex. Then, in life, you always know when to start the job, but when it's going to finish, you never know because misfortunes never come signally. So it happened to me that I lost the job. So when I lost the job, I'd also, because I was working like full-time, then full-time, which means like Saturday, Sundays, I was not working. So I had a piece job like Saturdays at another complex. So then this chairman for the other complex, when she heard that I've lost the job, she was interested in my services because I worked there for a long time, for 18 years. So then when we had a meeting, she asked me if I could work there, but I said, no, I can work independently, not that I must be employed by you, because I want to show my experience that also I can stand on my own. So then it's when I started garden service, but unfortunately, I had no tools, no any tool. So this made the chairman for that complex, she provided me with a weed eater, which she bought it. And she said, what, this weed eater, I've bought it for you, we'll be deducting the money from your salary, which will be paying you monthly. So I accepted that, but I had to look for my own lawnmower, which I bought 250. Then I started. It was hard, of course, because the money and getting what to pay the people, it was hard. And for 2 years, it was very, very hard. And I wish I could just find a job like the way I was working under somebody's guidance, where I go there 7 o'clock, then 5 o'clock, I finish the job. But later on, there was other people also trying to encourage me that, no, just push on, push on, push on, push on. This, once you pass 2 years, then things will be all right. All you have to do is to be just dedicated to your work and just don't cheat, don't make shortcuts when you're working. So once your work is all right, then you'll find that people will be looking for your services, and it's what I was doing. Then I was going extra mile, then I get other jobs, I got other jobs, then my company was expanding. Then to find that now, those struggles I had is now history. That's how I can say it in short. I came for the green pasture, that's in conclusion.
So when I met you in 2013, you were already in business for yourself, but you still didn't have your own transport. You make use of public transport. So just take us to, how did you hear about gig, and what about gig impressed you in the beginning?
No, of course, I had not transported. That transport was, of course, a barrier to me, because when I started working on my own, in complexes, always there is this conflicts of position. So then other people were opposing that, how can you start the garden service without tools and without a car? So, but the chairman also, because he did me a favor, it was a favor, of course, and I think I'm indebted to her even today, because it was not easy just to accept me at a complex where they just allow people with cars and only the companies which have already established. So when I heard about gig, I heard gig from Christina from Zambia, where a neighbor where I was staying at the complex, at the town house, at the flats. So this Christina, I think she was working, my understanding she was working for she was working for Jasper, or she was just a member, I don't know. But it's the one who told me that, Philip, there's a gig organization just that is Generation Inheritors Group. So if you can join, the way I see you with your ambitions and your dreams, I think those ambitions can be fulfilled. And I say, is that true? Say yes. One day, if I've got time, let me take you there with me. Then we came to Eagle Nest in 4 ways here. Then the first time then I met with this Jasper, the owner of what? The founder of Gigi. The man is very humble to the ground. I couldn't believe that such people, how humble he is, because I couldn't believe that he owned the life, but he's very humble. So then he introduced to me, went through me over about Gigi. Then when he introduced to me about Gigi and he tried to explain more from what Christina told me, then I found that no, this is the organization I have to join to fulfill my dreams. So I heard this about gig from Christina. And of course, to her herself, I'm also indebted to her.
And what about the gig introduction impressed you? And what did you see for yourself in that? How can gig help you?
No, when I came was from introduction from Christina. Of course, there were doubts with me, but as I said, when I came, the introduction impressed me. And at the same time, I joined Gigi. By then, I think it was 120. I had no doubt. Then when I joined Gigi, by then we were always having meetings, I think every once in a month, or every like Saturdays. Once Saturdays we were having meetings. So I couldn't even lose even one meeting because always I was thinking that let me go and get more information. And it was very nice. So from there also, you see, if maybe, as I've told you my background, just a garden, you know, they say birds of the same feathers flock together. Then a gardener is supposed to go with the ideas of the gardener. But this now, I was like, I've been set apart to meet with these people who are millionaires or billionaires, just imagine. So it means also my thinking capacity also was and now I was thinking high. I was no more thinking like a gardener because I was also thinking high because I'm with these people now. Let me think like their minds, you see. So it was like a mindset also, which was now at a higher level where I could also do what also they do. So it's how I can say that this gig helped me in that way.
And Philip, you were a member of GIG for about 2 years before you take your first loan. So what did you use that loan for?
According to the principles of GIG, it's like they say you must be good, get out of credit. So this is the first lesson which they teach you. They tell you that if you are indebted, then there's nothing you can do right to your side. So it's better that you must be credit free. They mean that it's not that you don't have to have credit, but you must have credit which is manageable because the credits we have, in most cases, when we come, before we come to gig, those things we cannot even afford we don't manage them. So it's what I'm saying, that when you come to gig, they give you the credit, they teach you that if you're going to give without a credit, it must be manageable. And that credit, the first credit, you must go and pay off what you have been owning, because those things, they bound you to grow. So the first loan I took from gig, it was like 50,000. And just imagine 50,000 for the first time at once. It was a lot of money, a lot of money. And I don't even believe that if that's true, is this 50,000, then, you know, it was just like in the bank. So from there, then, when I went to the bank, I found that is true. When after withdrawal, that's a true money, 50,000. And my mind also started to think that now I'll be dealing with big monies, because you see, sometimes these figures, we just see them, we thought that we wonder if they are true or not, but those figures, they are true. So the first money I had to pay for the loans I had, school fees and other credit cards I had, And the remaining to start my own project at home, which is a lodge. And right now it's one of the biggest lodges in the northern region. And I think it will be international once it's finished.
Great. So you started the lodge in 2015.
Yes, I started the lodge in 2015.
All right. And yeah, well, we showed people some pictures of your lodge and how it has progressed. And I think the importance of that story, you shared with me that because you were being taught how to think big, you started the project slowly, and it's now 10 years later, and you're still not finished. But now people think, wow, this is a serious person who's doing all of this. So how did gig help you to think long term, and what's your message to people about the gig message?
Well, gig has helped me to think long term, because in gig, we believe that what we do is for our children's children. So if we take that principle or that point, which means not for us, it can't be for us while we're still alive, but it must be for our children's children. So as a result of that, you don't have to build something just because someone has got the grocery there, also open a shop, or then it won't help you, because we are trying to leave the legacy. We are trying to leave something tangible to our children, to the grandchildren of our children. So in that way, gig helped me. That's why this thing has taken a long time to build it, because I'm making the foundations for my children's children's, which may be 30 years, like gig, we think 3 years generation, but to be past there. That's just a minimum of what gig says, but it must pass there. So that's why I say gig has helped me to do something which has I must leave behind when I pass through the veil of life for my children's children.
And you've then grown. Was that the only loan you took, or did you pay that off and took another loan?
After I took that loan, then I came again. I took another loan, which was 60,000. That was against what I invested in gig. And that loan, now I bought my first Baki. That is Ford Ranger. Then I'm proud about that, because now my business is like growing, because now I've got my own transport. And like for the years before I bought the car, my business was just limited to one area. But now I can go anywhere. I work in Pretoria, I work in Johannesburg, I went to different places because of the transport. So the second loan I took, I bought a bag, and it has helped me a lot. And this bag, I've just come here to show Jasper, be very thankful for him.
So, and what we didn't ask you that earlier, but your wife, what does she do?
My wife is a domestic worker. She's still a domestic worker, and we don't regret about that. So she's a domestic worker. She's doing piece jobs.
Yes. I think that's so impressive, and I think you're going to give a lot of people hope, because often a person look at his title, his job title, and he think, poor me, I'm destined to always be poor. And here you started as a gardener and a domestic worker, and you're still proud of being a gardener and a domestic worker, but you're now also the proud owner of this is not your only truck anymore. You have another truck, I believe, and you've got that complex in Malawi. And how many rooms does it have? And just tell us a bit about that project.
No, the project in Malawi is under construction, but I've thought it was that part of it, which is completed, must start to operate from the 1st of May this year. So the whole project, once it's finished, it will have 40 rooms. That's besides other rooms, like that's just accommodation. That's besides the restaurant which we have, besides the nightclub which we have, besides the conference hall and the gym side. But those rooms where someone can book for sleeping, they will be 40. These rooms have been divided in sections. We have the thatched where there's a grass, there are 10, where we are using double beds, we'll be using double beds. Then they are self-contained. I would say the rooms which will have kitchens, will have shower, toilet, maybe small fridges. These will go with queen beds. Then you have 20 rooms in a main building, which you have single beds at a budget. So that's the composition of the lodge. And in the future, I'm planning to make a dam there, whereby people will be going by the canoe in the middle, just to make what? Just to attract people. So I'm planning to make a dam by the lodge. So at the same time, must tell you that this lodge is being built in the middle from nowhere. It's at home in the village. It's not in town. So for that matter, I think it will attract a lot of people, because sometimes people want to go and see original life, and the original life can only see it when you're in the villages at home. Don't see original life in town. So I think, yeah, it will give back what the money, and it's estimated that 3 million. If I ask people, they say this project, they say no, this project is estimated at 3 million rand.
And that's very impressive. And like you say, sometimes these big projects doesn't come at once. Here you're already busy with that for the last 10 years. And that money would have just been wasted if you haven't invested it in that project. But now, Philip, also tell us, where are you today in terms of your company? How many complexes and how many people do you employ?
No, today my company has improved, and it's just one of the big companies in South Africa in terms of landscaping and gardening. And I don't see where I can feel the work once given the job, because sometimes I work with the government at complexes like Road Port, Home Theatre. I do maintain there, I do the designing of gardens. So the complexes I have right now is I've got 7 complexes. One of them has got 40 units where I've got guys working full time from Monday to Friday there. Then I've got other complexes where we go in like some days. But no, I can't regret it. The company has grown tremendously for the past 10 years.
And Philip, you've read the book of Legacy, and what message did you get out of the book?
The message from the book of Legacy, that is written by our founder, Mr. Jasper, you see there are different points, but each and every person takes the point and understands better. My understanding there is like when you reach 50, you hit 50 years, then if you don't have anything that can support you in terms of financial, then I think you are out of the society. People regard you as if you are useless, you've got no value. But once you have got something, which means it's like you are alive, that alive means that people value like a person, still more, you are part of the society. But once you don't have anything, then it's a problem. So I would advise that if we've got our children, it's better that our children bring them to gig as early as possible, so that before 50, they have got already something that they can show off to people that this is a have through gigging.
And if you're not young anymore and you're now older than 40 or 50, is it too late?
No, it's not too late, because gig is for everyone. And the change can come anytime, but it's better to be early than to be late. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Any closing comment that you have for people who are not yet known about gig? Why should they find out more, and why should they join?
My message to people who have not joined gigging, or to those who have joined gigging, is that we are very lucky to be part and parcel of the family of gigging, because my understanding is you can't have money or you can't have money, but the thing is you need people to advise you, to guide you. So if you don't have proper people to guide you, then you will be in problem, because in most cases we have heard about people having millions of money, but later on you find that those millions, they are finished because they don't have the right guidance to guide them to do what is right. So like Gigi, I think to everyone who is a member, I think it's a proper channel, it's a proper organization, because it will guide you exactly what will be fruitful to you, what's going to help you. Not only helping you, as I've said, is for the children's children. So just imagine, the people sometimes, we see that he has already died, but he's still living. Why? Because I've got nothing that people can benefit from that person. So we don't want the members of Gigi to be part of that people. We want to be people who are living by helping us the way Gigi is helping us. And at the same time, I've told people that where do you go, maybe to go even to someone or to the bank, where do you get money just for free, like the way we get to give? It's a matter of just becoming a member. Then from there, whatever you want to dream, it will happen. There's nothing impossible. So to each and everyone, I just say thank you very much. And I encourage you to continue to be part of Gigi and spread the Gigi, to spread the message of Gigi to those people who are not part of it, so that also they must be it must benefit them. Because if I'm benefited, someone also is benefiting. That means it's how we grow. But if that thing is just for myself, then yeah, you don't grow like that. Then that thing is what I can say to you, brothers and sisters. Thank you very much for the interview. I've enjoyed it. Thank you.